What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Tyler Reads. I'm Tyler, and today we are going to be finishing up Remina as part of our Junji Ito January, and we're going to be talking about chapters 5 and 6, concluding the story with our story snippets. There was a lot going on to this, but also there was a lot more dramatic artwork in the last two chapters that you really wanted to keep an eye on. So we left off last time with Remina and this homeless guy being strung up on the cross, and they're looking above them with all of the stars in the sky are flying above them. They don't really know what's going on, and for some reason the homeless guy knows a lot about astronomy, and he said, wow, we must be spinning really fast. So they find out that the planet Remina has been licking the Earth so violently that the Earth is now spinning incredibly fast. They break free of the cross, and the guy in the hood is still somehow right next to them, even though they went through a terrific flood and they landed on this random building. Grabs her and all of a sudden jumps like a superhero from one building all the way to another building. The homeless guy gets down off the cross and goes to chase them, and he jumps and he flies after them also. And he thinks to himself, again, this guy is a homeless guy and he seems to be incredibly brilliant. And he says, oh, well, the planet's spinning so much, gravity's messing up, something like that. He ends up catching up to the guy in the hood, kicks him in the stomach, grabs Remina, and then jumps away. The Earth just keeps spinning up faster and faster in the meantime, and they're flying. They're soaring through the sky. They're going really fast, really far, really high, and this guy in the hood is right behind him the whole way, jumping from one building to the next, to a lamppost, to the ground, and chasing after them. All the while, as they're running away, the guy in the hood is calling everyone, Remina's over here, Remina's over here, we still have to kill her to save the planet. Snips away over to the spaceship that launched with all the very rich and wealthy elite individuals, and they land on, kind of do like a crash landing onto the planet Remina. They say, Minashi family lands. They're all safe somehow, as well as the prime minister, and they land and they say, well, we have to be safe. My son Daisuke is supposed to be here. He's still sending messages from here saying that it's safe, but there's dead people, there's injured people from the crash landing, and they land in this very crazy planet. The whole thing is filled with like tentacles and eyeballs and tongues. It's very, very weird. So being the wealthy and elite individuals they are, they say, who cares if this person's injured? Let's use them to see if the air and the atmosphere here on the planet Remina is safe. So they drag over this injured person. Gosh, it's not funny, but it's terrible. And they say, you need to do us a favor. We're going to take off your helmet and breathe deep to see if we can survive here. They take off this person's helmet, takes a big breath of air. Ooh, okay, everything's good, and then boom, split second later, face starts scalding, bubbling up, little like mini volcanoes appear on her face, and it just all melts away into the ground, into like this puddle of human flesh and remains. That was intense. Everyone thought for like a millisecond they were going to be fine and they could take their helmets off. Even though it's a crazy planet, they could still live with that. So it jumps back to Remina and this homeless guy jumping through, and now all of a sudden Remina's been like in and out of consciousness this whole time. She wakes up as they're still flying through the air. Where are we going? What's going on? Where am I? And the homeless guy says, I've been fighting off attacks this whole time. We're probably somewhere over Africa right now. We're spinning so fast and I'm flying and basically gliding through the air at this point. Gravity's totally changed. The wind has changed. This is one of the best scenes. Like I said, there was a lot of artwork that was in these last two chapters. So there was kind of less to read, but a lot more to look at. And there's this scene here end up getting to the point where they see Mount Fuji and they're back in Japan where they started. Clicks back to the planet Remina with this melted face, corpse of a human that just melted in front of them, that they sacrificed, starts sprouting a tongue and eyes, and it grasps, I believe, the Prime Minister and one other lady with its tongue, and just crushes them inside their spacesuits. So the Minashi family runs away. They run into Daisuke, who they thought is their son. Turns out not their son, just another astronaut. And inside this astronaut, a giant, I almost say it's like a tapeworm, jumps out of the helmet of the suit, and basically just demolishes them as well. So everyone's done. They're dead. There was no safe atmosphere on the planet Remina, and Remina wakes up after being unconscious again, holding on to the hand of this homeless guy, and he's underneath a building. And out of nowhere, this homeless guy lifts an entire building. He says, "Oh, don't worry about it. The gravity's totally changed. I can lift it." All the gravity is shifting towards the planet Remina. They find like 2 kids and 2 other adults that are hiding, and they think, well, we've been chased by everyone else. Let's save these people. The whole world's ending anyway. They grab all of them by the hand, and this homeless guy says, "Oh, let's go over there." And he points to the Minashi family estate where Remina was earlier. Because gravity is totally changed, it's really easy. They jump over the wall, the spiked fence, and he said, "We have to get inside. There's going to be a safe house." This is where the masked man comes out, grabs Remina again. The whole planet Remina is like sucking in the entire Earth as this is going on. He starts whipping Remina with his whip that he has, and she like kicks him, and his mask blows off in the wind. And it's Goda. Goda's the masked man the whole time, the president of her fan club that was with her in the beginning of the story. And when she pushed him away and we thought we never saw him again, he's actually been the masked dude all along. But he loses the grip of Remina, falls off, kind of gets like sucked away. Now he's actually done. There's no more of that. This homeless guy and Remina run into the building. They go down into the safe house where Remina was earlier. Remina looks at him, and she said, "How do you know so much about this? You must be Daisuke that I heard mentioned before, the lost son of the Minashi family, who wanted to be an astronaut that they thought they were going to see on the planet Remina, but it's actually this homeless guy all along helping her out." So they get into the safe room. Not like it did much help. And the planet Remina sucks in the Earth, basically like crunches down, like destroys it, eats it, whatever's going on with that. And the safe room is just left floating in space. Everyone that they saved, the 2 kids, the 2 adults, all happen to be really huge fans of Remina's, and they're all floating in space, and they say, "Well, we only have a year's worth of food. What's going to happen? We're all just in this empty, endless void of space." And Daisuke looks at her and said, "We have a year's worth of food. Maybe we'll get lucky and something will change." And they're left to drift in the empty void of space. And that is the end of Remina by Junji Ito. Wow, what a story. Thanks for coming along on this journey with me through the first graphic novel of Junji Ito's that I've read. Really awesome, really great artwork, really creepy, really sad. Kind of depressing at the end even. Not a happy ending by any means. About as happy as it could have been, I guess. Everyone was a fan of Remina's. The homeless guy was Daisuke, and he helped her the entire time. Please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and I will be back with another video shortly. Hopefully there's a continuation of Junji Ito January. I know there's a couple days left in January, so stay tuned. Thanks.